Terrence wandering around with a big blue mid on. That doesn't look good. Would you expect him to play tonight?
Oh, there you go. There goes the question. All right, Doug. All right, now, guys, this is the time of year where I'm not going to answer any questions about guys' health. We're concentrating on, keeping guys healthy and that type of thing, but again, keeping the competitive edge. So, he's questionable probably. He hurt his thumb the other day, so we'll go accordingly. But not going to announce who's going to go, who's not going to go until we have to.
More and more coaches are going that way across the NBA. What do you see as the competitive nature of it?
Well, personally, I don't like it. I'm old school when it comes to that, but again, it does make sense because you want to keep the health of your team. If you're in the playoff race, if we're fighting to playoff spot, you push guys out there with broken bones probably, but the health of your team, the freshness of your team is very important, especially guys got a lot of minutes on their bodies going into the end of the season. I think San Antonio started it. The only advantage they have, though, they've got all-stars for Hall of Famers coming off the bench, so that makes a huge difference. But again, it's good for our young guys to get experience, to go in, make mistakes, learn from it. But I hate doing it at the expense of winning.
I was more interested in not saying at 11 o'clock what might happen at 7, like that kind of difference in such a short period of time.
Right, that's been the way it's always been. I mean, as long as you don't have to, why would you give the enemy information? It helps the fantasy league and all that stuff. But I'm not in the business of helping my competitors unless I have to. I want to do what's right, what's by the rules, but not unless I have to. Because a guy may get well before 7 o'clock, so.
All that said, I want to ask you if he's actually playing, but is Pat feeling any better today? I'm not asking if he's playing, but
you'd have to ask Pat. He's feeling better today.
You said yesterday that he might have played the other night if it were playoffs.
He's feeling better. He's feeling better.
Okay.
Right, okay. All right. Any basketball questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Killed you in the fourth quarter last week at home. Harden went nuts in the second half. Well, what do you got to do to get him under control?
Well, the key is not only what he does, he also had 14 assists. You can't let him have both, one or the other. He's going to score. I mean, he's one of the top scorers in the league, but you can't let him have his points and then set people up for lob dunks. He had 6 lob dunks, lose people in transition. He found those. So that's what you can do, Doug, is give them both. And that's what we got to eliminate is one or the other. Either take him out totally or make sure we stay at home with other shooters and scorers and not let him have 14 assists.
I mean, Houston shoots the three so much, Dwane, and they also put a lot of pressure on your paint. With that type of team, how do you kind of manage the three-point ability as well as trying to protect the paint because you got to defend both of them?
Well, the key is containing the ball. Containing the ball, staying matched up in transition. A lot of those threes came in transition. So by half court, you got to know who you are, who you're guarding. You got to point to the ball, talk and take. We did not do a good job in that last game, and what Doug was talking about in the fourth quarter, did a terrible job with our transition defense. Lost Corey Brewer, lost Ariza, lost Harden in transition, 2 guys guarding the ball, not understanding the communicating who they have, and those are the mistakes, the mental mistakes that you make that get you beat. And we had that in that game. We had it in the Boston game. Lack of communication on back screens, give up a 3, 2 threes in those situations. So those are the things that we got to do with this team is communicate, because a lot of similar sized guys when they have Corey Brewer at the 4, Ariza at the 4, so it doesn't matter who has him. Somebody take the ball, and by half court, you have an understanding of who you have once they're going into half court play.